Alright, so as you can see, this is a completely blank piece of paper. On both sides, nothing on it, nothing under it. This is a piece of paper I'm going to use to draw the picture. I am using a 2B drawing pencil for drawing, and I am using a normal schooling pencil. I'm going to use that for erasing. Sorry about the shaking, I had to adjust the camera. This is the original picture that I drew. That's the one I'm going to basically redraw today. So once again, blank paper. Alright, so I'm just going to start off with drawing his face. I'm all over the place when I draw. There doesn't seem to be any method to my madness, but try to keep up if you can. Starting with his head and his hair. You'll see me erasing a lot, because the angles aren't quite right, or there's this tiny bit of pencil mark that doesn't belong there, stuff like that. His hair is easy enough to do. It's rather basic. Believe it or not, one of the hardest parts for me to draw was his mouth, because capturing that sly smirk of his was really hard. And it's not really even a smirk. His eyes were also a hard part. Basically, the face itself was one of the harder parts. Eyes, I'm normally good at doing the right eye, but I need a sharper pencil. So I chose an F. I'm going to erase what I just did and use a sharper pencil and start drawing the eye again. I'm better with right eyes than I am with left eyes, so we'll see how that goes. Just do the eyebrow. See, his eyebrows are thicker. I have to make sure it doesn't look like he's scowling. Doing the left eye is hard. I want to make sure I get the right angle, so I make a little mark using my pencil. After measuring things out a bit, and yes, I use my pencil instead of a ruler, I draw the left eye. I'm really sorry about the blurry picture. The camera didn't seem to want to focus at all. I have to make sure his eye is rounded enough, but at the same time has that sharper look. It doesn't seem to want to come out, so I have to keep trying. Maybe getting the hair out of the way would help. So I draw the area and just replace the hair after. Darkening the pupils is always a good idea. You want to make sure that the pupils stick out, and that way the white of the eye seems whiter than it actually is. It also defines the eye. I'm going to start with just coloring in the eyebrows, just so I get a basic idea of what's going to happen. I'm going to be coloring the hair a little later when I color in everything else. Again, I go back to the mouth, back and forth between the mouth and the eyebrows. Like I said, there's not really a method to my madness. I just go all over the place. Now, this was one of the harder parts for me this time. Last time it was a little harder, but this time, since I've done it before, it's a bit easier. His arm, getting the angle was hard. I had something to look at as a reference point for his face, but I didn't for his body. I made his body in an entirely different position, not to mention the fact that he was wearing different clothes. You could see his arms, as opposed to the picture I originally worked off of, where he was wearing armor. So far, this is what I have. I've been looking at my original picture just as a guidance, and I've been measuring with my fingers to make sure I'm getting the basic idea, and that's what I'm going to do this time with the shoulder. Is I'm going to make a little bit of a mark, and I'm going to check the angle and make sure that I got it right. Drawing the left side of his torso is rather easy. Now I just gotta make sure I want to make sure his arm has muscle because Keith's muscular. There's no getting around that. But I don't want to make it look like he is a bodybuilder or anything. So just give him that slight muscle, and then add some detail to like his belts and draw a little bit of his pants. Go back up to the head again. I'm all over the place. I'm really sorry about the fuzzy picture. The resolution sucks here, but it just did not want to focus. Go back up to his hair, draw some more detail. So it's basically out here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make those triangles or those like diagonal lines that I added last time. And again, back to the belts. I'm going to start coloring stuff in more. I want to make sure I get the shading right here, because, I mean, Keith wears a lot of grays and blacks, and with the pencil, you got to make sure you do it the right shading, otherwise it looks like it's all one giant blob. I'm just going to color in the shirt, and I'm going into lines here on purpose. I don't really care that I go out of the lines, because that way it doesn't look like I just stopped dead at one point. It looks like it's all flowy and continuing, and I'll just erase the extra stuff. It's like trimming a pie crust or something. Get all the little jagged edges off. Add like more muscle around his chest. I'm going to define the edges a bit more of the drawing so that you can see it a bit better. Basic so far. I'm going to go back up to the face, and I'm going to fix the chin and define the nose a bit. See, I didn't quite get it right, so I'm trying to fix that up again. Now the hair, originally I done a bit better of a job as far as coloring it in. You couldn't see the lines as much, whereas on the shirt you did see the lines. But this time my pencil isn't as dull as it was before, so you can see the lines a bit better. Not that I want that, but it doesn't look bad, so I'm just going to leave it that way, and it blends it a little while later. I'm just going to take off the excess. Just define the hair a bit more so that you can see the edges a bit better. The hair, the tuft at the top, I wasn't really satisfied with. It was a bit too fat. Like every single time I tried fixing it, it grew and grew until it looks like a giant porcupine in the back of his head. So I decided to fix that too, along with the front. The chin was a bit too rounded. Keith's is a bit more pointed, and I needed to fix his nose as well, so it was a little more upturned. I'm just going to shade it a bit more and add some more detail. And yeah, okay, that's it. I can't stand it. I'm fixing this. There. Clearer resolution. But anyway, this is what I've done so far. It's much clearer here than it was originally. I'm sorry it was so fuzzy. I just couldn't take it anymore. I stopped the camera and readjusted some stuff. So, all I have left to do is like fix up a few minor details, finish coloring in the hair to make it a bit darker, and basically, yeah, that's pretty much it. Just gotta do the shirt a bit more. This is the original again. As you can see, that's what I had, and this is what I've got so far. As you can see, I need to finish the hair and add a few more things. Put the picture back and let's get started. I defined the edges a bit more and finished coloring in the hair to make it so he had a more of that black hair look instead of the lighter hair. Like, you don't want his hair to be the same shade as his shirt. I'm just gonna blend it a bit more so it doesn't look too sketchy. fix his face. It was a bit too wide. Find the chin, neckline. And that's almost it, I think. Oh wait. I'm going to color in the bottom part. Shouldn't take too long. Don't really care what this part looks like. It's just to add a bit more to the picture. And like I said, no method to my madness. I just noticed that the eyebrows weren't quite right and decided to fix them then and there. The left eye had been bothering me. I'm not really good with left eyes. They're a bit harder, especially at this angle, because I'm right-handed, it's a bit harder. But I figured that defining the pupils a bit more would help. The mouth was not quite right. It looked a bit too wide. So I fixed it a bit, and then I'm just going to color the top, and that's, yeah, there it is. All done, all finished, that's it. This is the picture I had originally worked off of. That's my first picture, second picture. Yeah, there's the two of them together. So you can see some minor differences if you pause the video. But, yep, that's it.